are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead.
Well, hello there, breathers,
And welcome back.
to another
Educational,
entertaining,
informative,
evocative.
I like that word.
Thank you.
Historic.
It's very historic.
Yeah, episode. All my favorite people
are dead. I'm Shannon Butler.
You are? Oh, then it must be Sue Teresi.
You absolutely are.
What's new, Shan?
So this is weird.
Us? Weird?
Well, we are weird.
No, I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay.
But, so I had an interesting experience.
Tell me all about it.
Okay, so, I've been through a lot of shit lately, lots of stuff going on. I decided, for the heck of it,
For shits and giggles,
that I was going to go check out a tarot card reading.
Very nice.
All right. So I went, there's a shop in New Paltz, and I'm like, let me buy some sage to sage my apartment.
No kidding.
Then,
Oh my gosh. So I am that guy.
Yeah.
I sage the house.
Yep.
I smudge my classroom when I come in. I smudge my office. Any of that. Sometimes even my car.
Yeah.
If there's somebody in the car, I find it cleansing and therapeutic, and you want to remove any of the energy that does not serve you.
Right. Yeah. So that was my original intent. I was just going to get sage and then get the hell out of there.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
I was like, a tarot card. Let me just ask some questions. And of course, all of this stuff I take with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So, I sat down with him and he's, asking me what I want to know, and I'm telling him, and
tomorrow's lotto numbers.
Yeah.
I would like tomorrow's lotto numbers.
He was like, I don't do that. I'm like, that.
Yeah, none of them do. No. Isn't that funny?
But anyway, no, he was pulling these cards and we're talking and we're, he's explaining a lot of the stuff that you've already told me about my life right now.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. I was like,
and I don't need no tarot cards.
You already know.
Yeah, I already know the drill.
You know everything. And I'm just like, all I need to do is listen to Sue. But sometimes it's nice to just, get confirmation. Right. So I'm talking to him and he goes, he's like, I don't know if you know, he said, I'm a medium.
That's funny. I used to be a medium. But now I'm a large. Because I ate too much. Not funny?
No, it is.
If I take GLPs, it'll be a small. But I'm bummed.
So anyway, he goes, sometimes spirits come across. Well, is that going to creep you out? I'm like, I don't really know anything about this stuff.
About it, yeah.
So no. So he's like, well, there's an older gentleman standing behind you. Mm-hmm. And he's describing him to me. Mm-hmm. And he goes, he's got his arms crossed. And he's
George Washington?
No, not that old.
Oh, okay.
He's like, he's very stern looking. He's like, he's got cigarettes in his front pocket. He's like, he's a World War II vet, I think.
See, now that's specific.
Yeah. And he's like, he's like, I don't, he's like, I hope you don't mind if I say this, but in his previous life, he was an asshole. And I was
that
like,
was the giveaway. You knew who we meant.
And I was like, I think I know who you're talking about. He's like, he sometimes treated his wife like shit. I'm like, he's like, sometimes he even treated his kids like shit. He's like, but he liked his grandkids, meaning me and my brother. And
all this is
it was all sound. I was like, this
now
sounds.
That's something somebody would know. See, that's what I mean.
And then he starts coughing. He's like, did this guy die from like a lung cancer or lung related thing? I'm like, yeah.
From the smoking.
Yeah, from the smoking. And I was like, this sounds like Poppy B, my grandfather Butler. And I'm like, this is wild. He's atoning for living not the best of lives by looking after you. Oh. And he's standing behind you and he's seen you through a lot of stuff, especially recently. I was like, yeah. And it was just so weird. And he was telling me some of the things that he was trying to say to me, and I was like,
do you believe this? Does it sound plausible?
It all kind of made sense.
Okay.
And then he was like, he's like, hold on. He's like, there's like 8 people screaming at me from the spirit world, all ancestors of yours. Some of them you've never met. They've been dead a century. And he's like, they're all trying to say, hey, tell her it's going to be okay. And I was like, oh, that's wild, I was like, I'm a historian, so if, dead people and I kind of, see eye to eye. And he's like,
we love dead people.
He's like, that's wild. He's like, because there's a lot of people that are all from your past or even before your time that are related to you that are just trying to let you know you're going to be fine and you're going to level up and life's going to get good. And I was like,
that's lovely.
That sounds great. He's like, but one thing, he's like,
at that point, you should have hit him up for tomorrow's lottery
yeah.
numbers.
He was like, come on, dude, help me out.
Yeah.
But he was, as we're talking, he was like, you need some self-love right now. He's like, you need to fall in love with yourself again.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, you need to go on vacation.
Okay, where are we going?
So I actually already
You booked a vacation?
booked a vacation just this afternoon.
Where are you going? Wait, without me?
I'm like so happy. Like, I'm
Okay, tell us all about it, Chad.
This is like the happiest I've been.
You know, no one listening to us anyway.
No, so I was like, you know what? I'm going on vacation. So I talked to my boss, and she's like, yeah, you need a vacation. And so I took some time off in July, and I'm going to go to the Finger Lakes.
Good for you.
Good. Yeah. I booked a room.
Stay away from the middle finger. That one that you could have a rough time in the middle finger.
There's a beautiful Victorian style bed and breakfast out there that I love. I already booked a room there.
Good.
I'm gonna go visit my friend in Rochester. I'm gonna go to Mount Hope Cemetery.
Naturally.
See some famous graves and some beautiful graves. I'm gonna go to the Eastman Kodak Museum.
Good. Yes, that's right. That's in Rochester.
I'm gonna go swimming in some lakes, and I'm gonna hit my favorite farm market that's run by these Mennonites. And they have the most amazing.
It's a Mennonite. Are they like men in tights? Boy, I'm loaded today.
You are.
Yeah.
No.
We're Mennonites.
They're like an offshoot of the Amish.
Okay.
But
they churn butter?
They do churn butter.
Do they make wooden furniture and ride little buggies?
They do.
Boy.
Well, they actually drive cars, and they do use electricity.
I look at the Amish sometimes, and I think they look like Orthodox Jews, but they're confused.
Yeah.
So they all look the same to me. It's either the Amish or the Hamish. Wow.
So this cute little farm market. I was out there years ago. I saw it. They had like the best pickles and jams and beef sticks, and I'm like, I'm just gonna load up my car.
Wonder where I want to go? I found out today. I read an article. I hope it's true because I don't know what's real anymore. That Transylvania in Romania, which I've been dying to go to Dracula's castle forever, is now opening up a $1 billion theme park.
Wow.
Like what Universal had with the spooky stuff, but they're really like doing this up.
Ooh.
So yeah, keep that in mind. I don't know, breathers, if anybody else has heard about this, or I just made it up and one of my, flashbacks kicked in. It could be.
Your dream is like coming true.
It could be. No, I read an article on it, and again, I didn't like fact check it. I mean, I you hope people don't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
But it looked pretty legit, and then so we could do that next.
I'm okay.
The same as the Finger Lakes.
I'm the same as the Finger Lakes.
The same vibe. I
am all about going on more vacations and getting away and doing stuff because life is too fucking short.
You have to. You
life
really
is too short. So
now, considering we pretty much spend the entire podcast talking about dead people, which is really what we do.
It is.
I really don't know that much about communicating with dead people. Mm-hmm. I've tried. I've gone to like Gettysburg, and I've gone to areas that are known for paranormal activity, like the Amityville Horror. I was the kid during, when I was a teenager, and I used to sit there on the porch, make the walls bleed. I personally have not had any experience on a personal basis. Mm-hmm. Unless, I've watched like the Long Island Medium, and then there's this other guy in the car that does, and I don't really know, like, how it works unless somebody came up to me and said like they did, like and they mentioned my name, or they described something that I really you might your grandmother, she's wearing a blah blah blah, and she says she loves the fact that you're wearing her butterfly brooch or something like that. I don't know.
No, this guy.
But you think really, this guy was legit?
I think he was legit. It made a lot of sense to me. And if not, you know what? Even if he was pulling the shit out of his ass, I feel so much better.
It sounded like, if nothing else, he validated everything you're feeling.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good.
And that was enough for me to just kind of go, okay.
Maybe that's what you need to book a vacation and push you forward.
Let's go. Let's move on.
I'm glad to hear that.
Next chapter.
All right. Very nice.
Yes. Okay. What do you got for us, Sue?
You know who Percy Fawcett is?
No, I do not.
And it's not Fawcett like, plumbing. Like, I was like, oh, he must be a plumber.
Yeah.
Or Farrah Fawcett's great. No. Percy Fawcett was a British explorer, an archaeologist, an army officer who became one of the most famous, quote-unquote, lost explorer mysteries of the 20th century. He vanished in the Amazon rainforest in 1925 while searching for what he called the lost city of Z. the city.
Okay.
Okay, he was fascinating because he wasn't just an adventurer chasing myths. He was actually a highly respected surveyor working for the Royal Geographic Society.
Oh.
He wasn't full of piss and vinegar.
Okay.
He mapped out huge areas of Bolivia and Brazil that Europeans barely understood at that time.
So he was checking out.
He was a surveyor. He was an explorer. He was
territory. He's checking out the territories.
Yes.
Okay.
Unlike many explorers of his era, Fawcett actually respected indigenous groups and criticized brutal colonial behavior of the Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, how do you like that? I like that.
I mean, that's pretty progressive.
He seemed one of those people like Ben Franklin, like was way ahead of his time type of thing.
Okay.
He became convinced that in an advanced ancient civilization once existed deep in the jungle. Most of his academics that he worked with thought he was Meshuggah.
No.
Yeah, because naturally.
Well, probably because of his progressive ideas.
Because he respected indigenous people and he thought there was something out there. They thought he was a little nuts. Okay, so modern archaeology, here's the wild part, however, suggests he may not have been entirely wrong. Dun dun dun.
I believe it.
Researchers have found evidence that a large pre-Columbian settlement engineered soil roads. They had roads with engineered soil and geometric earthworks in the Amazon basin existed. So while his specific quote-unquote Z probably wasn't like El Dorado, the idea that sophisticated societies did exist there turned out to have real credit.
So this has been something that's been discovered recently.
Yeah, based on what he was exploring, they're like, he wasn't that far off the beaten track.
Okay. Good for him.
In 25, he headed into the jungle in the rainforest with his son Jack and Jack's friend Rawley Rimmel. They completely disappeared somewhere in the region of the river, and I'm going to mess this up, Xingu. I cannot pronounce anything other than Xerox or X-ray. That begins with an X, but they disappeared somewhere in the region of that river, and no confirmed trace of them was ever found since 1925.
Oh.
Their disappearance triggered decades of obsession with rescue missions, conspiracy theories always, claimed sightings. I saw him, we had lunch.
Like Elvis.
Right. You know what's funny you should say that? I saw Elvis.
Oh, you did?
Not when I was in Vegas. No, I sat on the alien aircraft next to him. It was wonderful.
Okay.
Forged evidence, stories of cannibals, hidden cities, secret tribes, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Ironically, some rescuers also disappeared or died trying to save him. He became legendary because he sits at a crossroad of real exploration, real archaeology, imperial history, jungle survival, and mystery and folklore.
Okay.
Let's do a deep dive. He was the inspiration for fictional adventurers like Indiana Jones, and there were possible elements of Professor Challenger from The Lost World, which I did not see on him. I want to give a shout out to my friend Bethany, who's been telling me for quite a while, why don't you do Percy? He is the inspiration for Indiana Jones. I was like, okay. So I finally did it.
Okay, so I have a funny story.
Make me laugh.
All right, so you remember my
I remember nothing.
Well, no, you remember Rich, my boyfriend from a couple years ago.
Him I remember.
Okay, so Rich was an archaeologist.
I know.
Right? And so I used to make fun of him all the time, like, well, where's your whip and your hat, Indiana Jones? And he would be like, no, honey, I was the inspiration for Indiana Jones.
There you go. That's very funny.
Yeah.
See, he probably has heard of this guy.
Oh, I'm sure he did, because he had loved archaeology as a kid. Yeah.
But he wasn't an adventurer. Did he do like colonial pottery?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, Shannon. Having a musket.
That's why I knew he was full of shit. Because you never went in the jungle. Come on.
That was joking. He was joking. He might have gone to like the Hudson River.
Yeah, the Hudson River,
not the Amazon.
No.
Yeah. I didn't see the movie The Lost City of Z. We should probably watch that one night.
I never saw it.
We need to watch that. Breathers, if anybody's watched it, this is for you.
Yeah.
So here are the theories about his fate. What happened to this guy? A, he was killed by the local tribe after violating customs. Okay. He went through customs. I don't know, the TSA didn't like it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 2, he died of starvation, illness, or exhaustion.
That's probably more likely.
Well, that doesn't sound far-fetched.
That's probably likely.
3, he chose to disappear intentionally. I'm out of here. I don't think so, because he had a son, his son's buddy, and he was writing to his wife.
I don't know. Check his tax records.
Right, yeah, exactly. D, or was that the D or EFG? He found something and stayed hidden. Now that's pretty cinematic. He found like El Dorado or Z, and he wasn't coming back. He left no forwarding address. If you want to reach him, he's got a P.O. box now in the lost city of Z.
That doesn't seem likely. He's a academic. He'd want to share his.
You think and get credit for it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most historians think he probably died relatively soon after entering this remote territory.
I mean,
but the total lack of evidence is what perpetuates the mystery.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And people love a good mystery.
I do. Yeah. You know. Okay. So Percy, he feels like the last gap in that old school blank spaces on a map. Like you have all these spaces to fill in. There's genuine exploration and genuine unknowns. This is the story of the eerie mix of ambition, obsession, brilliance, and tragedy that people don't like to let go of. He was born on August 18th, 1867 in Torquay, which I had to look up. That's in England.
Yes.
His official date of death is usually listed as quote-unquote presumed dead, sometimes after 1925, because no confirmed remains after he disappeared that year in the Amazon.
And his son and his son's friend.
And his son's friend, too. The 3 of them vanished. That's it.
Oy.
So that's the cause of the date of death.
I bet his wife was pissed.
You think? Who knows? Maybe she took insurance. He came from a pretty intellectual and adventurous family. His father, Edward Fawcett, was a member of the Royal Geographical Society and a writer. Okay. One of Percy's older brothers, Edward Douglas Fawcett, became a novelist and a philosopher, interested in mysticism and Eastern religions. And that probably, maybe helped shape Percy's own openness to strange ideas and lost civilizations.
Okay.
One of the things I love about this guy, other than his chutzpah, is that he doesn't have that xenophobia. He's not afraid of other people.
Yeah.
He welcomes customs. He tries to protect the indigenous people.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for an explorer to have.
Sure.
Not, oh, what do they got? Let's take it.
And that's why I think
You've seen that with other explorers.
That's why I think it's likely he died of some disease and not some tribe, off again. Okay.
So he wasn't immediately thinking of being an explorer when he was younger. He actually had a career in the military. He attended the Royal Military Academy, Woolwich, not Woolworth, Woolwich. I wish you went to Woolworth. I still love Woolworth. Do you know what Woolworth is?
I do, but I'm too young to have visited one.
Shut up, youngin. Okay, good for you. He became an artillery officer in the British Army. He helped in places like Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka, where he developed interest in mapping, survival, and exploration. A good guy, interested in learning, interested in helping people. So far, so good.
Yeah.
He married Nina Patterson in 1901. Their relationship becomes a part of the story because she fiercely believed in him and defended his legacy long after he disappeared.
Oh, good for her.
She was like, no, he's still alive, one of those. She encouraged some more mystical ideas about ancient civilizations and destiny. He was destined. Okay. In his 30s, Percy trained in surveying and cartography with the Royal Geographic Society. Now, at that time, large parts of South America still had disputed borders and incomplete maps. So skilled surveyors were in demand. So he went out there mapping and, doing all this great stuff. Now, excuse me, beginning around 1906, he was sent to the Amazon to map frontier regions between the countries like Bolivia, Brazil, and Peru.
Okay.
So while he's there, that changes his life now.
Yeah.
So he was sent there to do that, but then he's like, ooh, what have we got here?
I can see how that would work. Yeah.
You go into the jungle and either get repelled by it or he got mystified. He was like, oh, wow, look at all this.
Yeah.
It like fed his imagination. However, he had to deal with starvation, disease, insects, hostile terrain, deadly animals. Oh, my.
I mean, the mosquitoes down there alone could kill you.
Yeah, they're like the size of chihuahuas.
Exactly.
But for some people, they find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Me, no.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No. He became convinced the more he was there that the Amazon hid evidence of forgotten advanced cultures, like searching for El Dorado. There's
believe
stuff
that.
in here.
Believe
Who
that.
the hell knows, right? I don't know. So, one detail people find surprising about this is that despite his reputation as a romantic adventurer, he was known in person for being extremely disciplined and physically tough.
Well, he was in the army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reportedly trained himself to tolerate hardships with almost obsessive intensity. Long marches, sparse food, sleeping rough, and rigid self-control.
If you're going to be in the Amazon, you better do all that
You better
stuff.
kick your own ass before the Amazon does it for you.
Absolutely.
Right. That mix of military precision and mystical obsession is in part what makes him such a compelling figure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great guy. I'd like to buy him a beer. Okay, so let's go on. Now, I had to look up Torquay, which is a seaside town on the southwest coast of England in the county of Devon.
Okay.
I wanted to see where that was. It sits
Lovely.
alongside the English Channel and part of an area named the English Riviera. That I could deal with.
Yeah.
I can deal with the English Riviera.
I'm down with that.
Amazon,
Jungles? No.
not so much. It was called the English Riviera because of its relatively mild climate and scenic coastline. Think palm trees, cliffs and coves, Victorian hotels, marinas and beaches. It's about 200 miles southwest of London, near Plymouth. And it's famous because not only was he born there, Agatha Christie was born there too.
Oh, there you go.
How you like them apples?
Nice. Nice.
So, two masters of mystery in two very different ways
That's interesting.
came from the same town.
I like that.
Isn't that cool?
That's a cool connection.
You know,
I
right?
like that.
Okay,
Okay.
listen to this.
All right.
Quote unquote dead horse camp. It's one of the eeriest details of this whole Percy Fawcett mystery thingy.
Okay.
It's the last confirmed campsite where he, Jack, and Jack's friend Rawley, where they were before they disappeared in 1925,
Oh.
which is in the remote jungle region of Mato Grosso near the upper Xingu area. I still can't pronounce it,
Okay.
but that's where they were.
Okay.
He named it after a horse from an earlier expedition that had died before. He called it Dead Horse. I guess it was a horse with no name. But I've been to the okay.
But they're not in the desert. They're in a jungle. A jungle.
I've
with a
been
horse
to
in
the jungle on a horse with no name. Yeah. From Dead Horse Camp, Percy sent his final known letters home. The tone of the letters was that he was tired but determined. He talks about the brutal insects. He talks about the worsening jungle conditions, illness, exhaustion, and concern about Rawley's health, the son's buddy at that point.
Yeah.
He also told his wife not to fear failure, that they were about to push deeper into unexplored territory.
Oh.
The end.
The end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was the last anybody heard of him.
Ah.
In 1951, Brazilian explorer and indigenous rights advocate Orlando Villa Boas obtained bones from members of the Kalapalo people who reportedly said that explorers were killed here years before. We have his bones. Yeah, sure you did.
Okay.
It looked good for a while.
Uh-huh.
It was reported Percy Fawcett was finally found. Some examinations suggested the remains would match. Yay, it's him. Yeah, no. Later forensics undermined the claim. No, it was some white guy's bones, but not that guy.
There were other explorers.
And the best part is that guy was probably delicious. Righty then.
Cute.
Do you think clowns taste funny? I've always wondered about that.
That's a good question.
Want to hear a joke?
Yes.
Two cannibals are sitting around the campfire, and one says to the other, I hate my mother-in-law. I really, really hate my mother-in-law.
Uh-huh.
So the other cannibal says, okay, so just eat your vegetables. Is that funny? See, Percy would be too tough to eat.
Yeah, because he's all muscle.
He's too tough.
Yeah.
You can't eat him.
There's no fat on that.
Okay. The other thing is, Percy had distinctive dental work, and investigators compared this skull's jaw structure to Percy's known dentures, and the conclusion was, wrong guy.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Later accounts from the Kalapalo elders complicated things even more. They said, oh no, the bones, no, we made a mistake. They belong to tribal members. And some denied that they even killed Fawcett. Who? What guy? No. Never saw him. Others reported oral traditions after the expedition, and that he died further. We saw him. He went that way. So the whole thing became
A big hot mess.
Yeah. So the Fawcett bones basically became another layer of crap and mystery in this ongoing saga.
Okay.
Okay. So the most accepted theory, historians generally think that Fawcett's group did survive beyond Dead Horse Camp.
Okay.
But they encountered maybe hostile conditions, conflict deeper in the jungle, killed by another tribe, or some kind of combination of disease and starvation. So the letters didn't sound good to begin with. He pressed on the end. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure this out.
No.
The Amazon erases all evidence very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Animals, the heat, the vegetation, you're never going to find anything.
Right.
Don't look for a bone under those circumstances,
No, thank
right?
you. No.
But what makes the story linger is that there's just not enough evidence to have closure. You know, but never enough to completely close it. Just close enough to maybe answer it. You don't know.
Right.
So
it's the unknown that drives people
it
nuts.
is, and then you make shit up.
Yeah.
Percy Fawcett is often called the real life or the original Indiana Jones because he embodied a lot of the same traits that mythological decades before the movie existed.
But he didn't live long enough to kill Nazis.
This is true. It's not exact. Indiana Jones is like a combo, a mashup of many different adventure archetypes. But definitely Percy helped to define the template. Okay. He's connected with general exploration, jungle explorations, lost civilizations like Indiana Jones, finding an ancient civilization hidden deep in a dangerous territory. Now, the lost city of Z, that search sounds very much like an Indiana Jones plot.
Sure.
The mysterious maps, the unexplored jungle, the ancient secrets, the deadly exposition.
Easy for you to say.
That's easy for me to say.
Expedition.
That's the word.
That,
Shannon.
Expedition. You okay?
Yeah. My mouth isn't working as fast as my brain.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm good?
It's all good.
Should I continue?
Yes.
Okay. The breathers told you so?
Yes.
What did the medium say?
That you should keep going.
Okay.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. All right. Not for Percy.
Not for Percy.
At the time, many people thought he was chasing a fantasy, but later, like I said, there's some credibility there. He's not just a rugged explorer. He's not just an educated intellectual, deeply interested in cartography. He's a blend of academic curiosity, field adventure, physical toughness. Basically, the whole formula for an Indiana Jones's character. He developed a mythical reputation for surviving conditions that other people would have perished in. Think piranha, fever, starvation, poisonous insects. Yeah, not me, brother.
No, thank you.
I'm going back to the Riviera. I don't know about you, but I want
English
some guy,
Riviera.
bringing me Mai Tais and pina coladas on the
Funny,
beach.
I was just thinking about Mai Tai.
Yeah, if I knew how to make it, I'd make you one.
Okay.
But stories about him spread even before he vanished. So, do you know what the fedora effect is?
Is that a hat?
Yeah, of course it is. Sounds funny, but think of the fedora effect. The rugged field clothes, the boots, the maps, the revolver, the jungle expedition, the hat, the weathered explorer aesthetic. That's like what you would conjure up with this guy, which is what he looked like, and Indiana Jones as well. Now, the huge part of what makes him legendary is how the story ends. We don't know.
We don't know.
Indiana Jones stories thrive on mystery and unfinished legend. Fawcett disappearing forever. Into the Amazon transferred him from famous explorer almost into like a godlike, mythical, whatever happened to this guy. Did he find Z? Was he killed? Maybe he stayed. What did he find? Probably found death. That's probably what he found.
Really big mosquitoes.
Really big mosquitoes. Now, in pop culture, he definitely influenced storytelling in the 20th century. Writers and filmmakers draw from the Victorian explorer, the archaeological adventure. I like the idea of the lost world fiction. So, while Indiana Jones wasn't literally based on Percy Fawcett alone, Fawcett absolutely helped create the cultural image of this fearless explorer, scholar hunting ancient mysteries in dangerous lands. And honestly, the fact that nobody knows what the hell happened to this guy does make him feel more like fiction than reality.
Yeah. Oh.
Did Indiana Jones have a catchphrase? No, right? I don't know. I've never seen the movies. I saw them many years ago. But this is the real life Percy guy.
Percy.
Yeah, nobody knows. If anybody knows what happens to Percy, maybe throw him in a bar.
I hope you're resting in peace, Percy.
It didn't sound good for any of them, the three of them. So, You know, I don't know. So did you book your vacation at the Amazon?
No, hell no.
Okay, just
No,
checking.
just
No, you went
Finger
to the
Lakes.
Finger Lakes.
We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In Brooklyn, we didn't have Finger Lakes. We had a fist. Alrighty, breathers.
That
There
was
you go.
Very educational.
Another.
Fabulous.
Creepy? Itchy?
Archaeologically, that's not a word.
Archaeological.
Archaeological.
Episode of All My Favorite People Are Dead.
Bye, breathers. Stay out of the jungle.
You know it. You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die.
I know that you think you're the coolest one in town, but to me you'll be much cooler when you're 6 feet underground. Some of us are crazy, some are smart and brave. Well, it doesn't really matter, we all end up in the grave. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. I say it, all my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead.